last 24 hours. Powered by Yiddish24, provided to you by The Click.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, Parshas Vayakol Bakol. It's Chuf Gimel Uda Tufshin Paivuv on Edge. My name is Gershy Schwarcz and I am your host. B'siyata d'shmaya on Edge. Okay, before we jump in, let me remind you, if you have a cluster bomb of a Shtreimul, you call 732-523-1559 and get yourself a renewed Shtreimul. You don't have to take a mortgage out, just get your Shtreimul, or even your Spodek, maybe ask them, I don't know. Call them 732-523-1559 and mention on Edge and get your Shtreimul renewed. Look over the Pesach, and as well, if you're buying matzahs, the only matzah you should buy, and the best matzah you should buy, is Montreal matzah. Montreal matzah. Yeah, that's the way to go. They have a pop-up shop in Brooklyn. Wait for the details, or you could check out the description below for the information. Alright, like I said, let's do the news, shall we? Alright, now, the Rebbe, the Satmar Rebbe of Wilhelmsburg, who Admir Rebbe Zalman Leib Teitelbaum, is right now at Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan today undergoing a heart procedure. Doctors recently found a blockage in one of his arteries and recommended placing a stent to prevent any future complications. The Rebbe davened Shachris Vasikin at his home this morning before traveling to the city for the operation. So, reminder, let us all daven for him to have a complete Refiah Shalayim. Alright, now let's see what is happening with Operation Epic Fury. Okay, the price of oil went up to over $100 a barrel. Now, we spoke, it was, $119 a barrel? 32 countries agreed to release 400 million barrels from the emergency reserves. We have reported that they're going to do this yesterday. As part of that, the United States Department of Energy is releasing 172 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But prices keep going up because Iran's strategy is to attack energy facilities and boats across the Middle East. The shipping crisis is getting much worse. The United Kingdom, their Maritime Trade Office confirms that there have been at least 16 direct attacks on cargo ships since the war began. Now, the Strait of Hormuz, which I reminded you a few times of, I spoke about it here, handles about 20% of the world's oil. But regular traffic is almost at zero. Iran has threatened to attack any boat that goes through. Reports say they are using drone boats and dropping sea mines, explosive mines, into the water there to explode and to blow up ships. To keep the oil flowing, the United States Navy has officially started escorting oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Energy Secretary Chris Wright confirmed the Navy successfully moved a tanker through the dangerous waterway. Right now, around 20,000 sailors are still stuck in a war zone on boats in the Persian Gulf. The United States and Israel are almost 2 weeks into Operation Epic Fury, or according to Israel, Shragi, into the war with Iran, and it is not clear if there will be an end or when there will be an end. President Donald J. Trump says the military operation called Operation Epic Fury is moving faster than planned. Now, listen to this.
We won the bet. In the first hour it was over. But we won. But they gave me a list of names at general. Sir, you can pick the name you'd like, sir. I said, the name of what? The name of the attack on Iran, sir. And they gave me like 20 names. And I'm like falling asleep. I didn't like any of them. Then I see Epic Fury. I said, I like that name. I like that name. And my administration, as you know better than anybody, is also working to keep the oil flowing. It's flowing all over. We knocked out, they want to drop some mines. Very friendly people, mines, so boats blow up. And we knocked out as of, every hour I have to change because...
Anyway, President Donald J. Trump, you heard him, shared new details about how he named the recent military strikes in Iran. Trump said his generals have given him a list of about 20 different names, just in case you don't understand what he says, for the operation. He said he was falling asleep looking at the choices because he did not like any of them. Then he saw the name Epic Fury and chose it immediately. The president also confirmed that the American forces have destroyed Iranian sea mines. Now, he said Iranian forces tried to drop explosives into the water to blow up boats, but the United States military knocked them out to keep the world's oil flowing safely. Trump loves his branding. He says there is practically nothing left to target. In a phone call with reporters, Trump said the war is going great and that he can end it at any time he wants. The commander of American forces in the Middle East, Admiral Brad Cooper, just gave a major update on the war. He confirms the United States military has struck more than 5,000 500 targets in Iran. Now, CENTCOM confirms over 6,000 targets. Over 60 Iranian warships have been destroyed so far. Admiral Cooper says the American military has completely destroyed Iran's entire fleet of Soleimani-class warships. Soleimani, the one that Trump killed. 90 plus Iranian naval vessels were damaged or destroyed, and that's 60 ships and 30 mine layers, the ones that we spoke about before. But the fighting has not stopped. American intelligence agencies say the Iranian government is not yet in danger of collapsing. Iran recently appointed a new supreme leader named Mujtaba Khamenei, the son of his father Ali, who was killed on Shabbos in the morning. But he was severely injured when the same airstrike that killed his father hit him too. Officials say his foot is broken and his face is badly cut. He has not been seen in public since he got the job. Now, at a recent rally in honor of his father, in honor of his, in Tehran, he didn't show up, obviously. Instead, his followers pledged their loyalty to a cardboard picture of him. A cardboard. Anyway, people have been mocking it now. Even the White House has put out a funny video of lots of cardboard Khamenei is being printed out, and then, basically mocking the idea. Despite the missing leader, intelligence experts say the Iranian military is basically managing itself. The new supreme leader, well, it's unclear, obviously, because we don't have much information. We don't have a reporter on site. It's very hard to get one. We're working on it. Not me, but other people I work with are working on it. The new supreme leader of Iran, Mujtaba Hosseini Khamenei, that's his name again, Mujtaba Hosseini Khamenei, released his first message to the country today. Just like his father, well, the same place, same setting, with the same two pictures, he proved to be a coward. He did not show his face. The message was broadcasted on state television using audio only, with a picture. He spoke about his father, the former leader Ali Khamenei, who was recently eliminated in joint American and Israeli strikes. He promised to take revenge for his father and other dead terrorists. He warned other countries in the Middle East to close American military bases and said any country that lets attacks on Iran happen from their land will face severe consequences. He also demanded money. He said Iran will force its enemies to pay compensation. If they refuse, he threatened to steal their assets or destroy their property. He also promised to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed to pressure the world, while praising terror groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis. The apple doesn't fall far from the exploding tree. All right, let's talk about something else that looks a little bit like it's exploding, I would say. Your Shtreimul on your head. If you wear a Shtreimul, if you're a chassid, if you're not a chassid, if you just want to have a Shtreimul. If you want to have a Shtreimul, go destroy it and then renew it by Shtreimul Renew. 732-523-1559. It's worth it to buy a brand new Shtreimul, destroy it, renew it by them, because just for the experience of their service. And what amazing people they are. They pick it up anywhere in the tri-state area and deliver it back to you, done, renewed, delivered for free. Pick it up for free. Obviously, the actual service costs, but yeah, it's affordable. Mi pressen, glazen, farben, and mi machen über das Kabel schöner v'nai. All right, that's Shtreimul. In other news, 2 Islamic terrorists tried to murder an IDF soldiers earlier today in Shomron. The attack happened at the Tupa Junction. Did I pronounce it? Tapuach Junction. Tupa. The IDF says the terrorists tried to run the soldiers over with a car and then opened fire. The soldiers reacted quickly. They shot and eliminated both of the terrorists on the spot. And Baruch Hashem, no Yidden in the area were injured in the attack. A local Shas party official is in serious condition after a brutal stabbing attack today in Ramat Gan. He was walking on the street. Gedalia ben Shimon, the 47-year-old chairman of the Ramat Gan Religious Council, was attacked in the street. Some early reports mistakenly called him a Knesset member, but officials confirmed his actual role. The attacker stabbed him from behind and kicked him while he was on the ground. Paramedics from Magen David Adom treated him at the scene before taking him to the hospital in Tel Aviv. Police in the Shin Bet say that they believe it was an attack by Islamic terrorists, and it was indeed. Hamas actually praised this attack, saying that more and more such attacks should happen. How many times can I say this? Officers searched the area and found the suspect. This Hamasnik, they arrested a 20-year-old young schnips of an Arab man from the town of Jat and took him in for questioning, or worse. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, says the campaign will continue. The Iranian campaign, Shragi, and, of course, the campaign against the Hezbollah terrorists in Lebanon. And as well, there are reports that they are acquiring a base in Somaliland to be able to hit the Houthis from close by. We will find out more about that. Anyway, so they say that they continue for as long as necessary until Israel achieves all of its goals. President Trump listed his goals for the war as well. Destroy Iran's missiles, obviously. Destroy its navy. Stop its terror networks. And of course, the most important of all, make sure that Iran never, ever gets a nuclear weapon again or be a threat to anyone in the world. Trump also says the United States must have a role in choosing Iran's next leader. Well, I guess they chose the next leader, and Trump didn't approve of it. Trump says the war is won, but the missiles in the air must have missed the memo. A top American military commander, like I said before, I mentioned him, says the United States now has complete control of the skies over large parts of Iran. Vice Admiral Brad Cooper says the military is using advanced artificial intelligence to speed up its operations. He says the new technology turns decisions that used to take days into just seconds, but he promised that human soldiers will still make the final call on when to fire. Cooper also revealed new details about the United States Space Force. He says the Space Force is quietly working behind the scenes to destroy Iran's military capabilities in space and on the ground. And also he praised, obviously, the military's, the U.S. military's capabilities, and as well said that the military branches are working together on finalizing and completing this task, Operation Epic Fury. Now, President Donald J. Trump is saying that stopping Iran is much more important than making money on oil. Trump posted a message on Truth Social. He said, the United States makes a lot of money when oil prices go up because America is the largest oil producer in the world. But he said his main focus is stopping Iran. He wrote, of far greater interest and importance to me as president is stopping an evil empire, Iran, from having nuclear weapons and destroying the Middle East, and indeed the world. I won't ever let that happen. He also added in a speech saying that he doesn't know how long he has to do this. He needs to do it now because whoever's going to replace him in 2028 is probably going to be weaker than him, or not, or whatever, but not going to do what he does. He's not going to have, that's what he says, so therefore he's doing whatever he can, and he doesn't want to wait every 2 years to come back to it again, so he's not interested in any deals or any negotiations. He just wants to finish this, and that's it. A massive joint attack by Iran and Hezbollah hit Israel overnight. Iran fired ballistic missiles, while Hezbollah, it was a very hard night for the Israelis, by the way. I'm just saying to you, for my brothers and sisters in Israel, my heart goes out for you. Really, it's very, very hard. You're sacrificing your days and nights. You don't have a normal life now because of all these missiles flying over your heads. I know Baruch Hashem is protecting you, and there's all these protections and shelters and everything, but at the same time, it's not fun to always run to the shelter back and forth. And yes, to live in that fear that what if, this ballistic missile and the debris falling from the missiles that are intercepted or whatever it is also causing chaos and havoc, and Hashem should be with you and watch over you, my friends. And we should daven for them. We should daven for them. It's very important. We hear all this news. Just take a moment for yourself after you hear the news. Take it to Hillel and pray for the safety of our friends, of our brothers and sisters in Israel. Okay, a massive joint attack by Iran, Hezbollah, hit Israel overnight. Iran fired ballistic missiles and also cluster bombs. Like I mentioned yesterday, if you want to hear exactly what cluster bombs are, you can go back to yesterday's news. While Hezbollah launched about 200 rockets and drones at northern Israel, they aimed at more than 50 locations, including military bases, which they finally managed to somehow target. Reports say up to 5 people were injured. Israel responded strongly, though. The Israeli fighter jets bombed more than 20 targets in Dechia, a neighborhood of Beirut, yesterday, or overnight. And they also sent in ground troops. The military destroyed 10 terror buildings, now up to 20, I think, including an intelligence headquarters. Lebanon's Shia Amal movement announced the deaths of 3 operatives after airstrikes on the coast of Beirut. Also, financial institutions, from the Hezbollah, banks, and different strongholds of weapons and other, command centers, they also destroyed. In Lebanon, Israel continues to eliminate top terrorist leaders. The IDF killed Abu Zor Mamdani. His name is Mohammadi, Abu Zor Mohammadi in Beirut. He was an IRGC commander working inside the ballistic missile unit for Hezbollah. He was the main person helping Hezbollah build and aim missiles at Israel. Another Israeli strike in Beirut eliminated Mohammed Assi. He was a Hezbollah commander as well. The Shia Armal movement also announced 3 of their own terrorists that were killed in a strike on the Beirut coast. I guess it's not the same 3. The IDF spokesperson, Ella, whatever her name is, Ella Waweya, told Lebanese citizens to leave areas near the Islamic terrorists immediately. And then obviously Hezbollah put out a video mocking that and making them look up, oh my god, the missile's flying, and running away in the middle of the speech. Well, a lot of AI videos are circulating online with false news and fake news. I do my utmost best to go through the sources. I spend hours a day, every single day, preparing the news for you to be able to get you the facts and obviously minute-to-minute updates as we speak. Back in Iran, the Israeli Air Force carried out a massive wave of strikes across western Iran. Fighter jets destroyed over 250 Iranian drone sites and launch pads. The strikes killed key military commanders and stopped immediate drone attacks on Israel. In the city of Ahvaz, reports say dozens of bases belonging to the IRGC and the Basij, and the Iranian army were completely wiped out. Further north in Tabriz, opposition reports say an Israeli airstrike hit the home of the local airbase commander. His name is Dariush Soleimani. I'm joking, not Dariush. Dariush Soleimani. Related to the other Soleimani, I guess. The strike eliminated him, killed him last night. Iranian state media has not officially confirmed his death yet. During the initial round of strikes, a missile hit an Iranian elementary school. At least 175 schoolgirls were killed instantly. That was at the beginning of the war. For those of you who remember, we reported it 3 times already because we spoke about it. Military investigators finally say right now that American military is responsible for the strike. Now, reports say the military might have used old intelligence, which made them think the school was a military base. President Donald J. Trump has originally blamed Iran for the bombing. Now lawmakers are demanding the United States to take full responsibility for the mistake. Senator John Fetterman strongly criticized the left-wing media during a tense interview on CNN. Anchor Caitlin Collins questioned Fetterman about the United States strike that accidentally hit an Iranian school. Fetterman refused to let her control the situation and the conversation. He reminded the audience that the United States never targets civilians, but Iran recently massacred 35,000 of its own citizens right before the war started. Fetterman pointed out that the left-wing media was very angry about the accidental strike, but didn't seem to care when the Iranian government slaughtered its own young people. Now, someone should tell Fetterman that there's nothing to do about that. I mean, it is what it is. Collins tried to interrupt. I mean, this is the left-wing media. This is what they do. They're good at it. Nothing you can do to stop this. You're trying. Listen. Collins tried to interrupt and end the interview early, but Fetterman disagreed and kept speaking, even though she tried to end it. He forced her to listen and make it very clear that the New York Times and others like her are trying to convince America the Operation Epic Fury is a disaster, which he says is completely false. He also said he would support the assassination of the new Iranian supreme leader, Ayatollah Mujtaba Hussein Khamenei. Let's talk about Montreal Matzah Bakery. You want yourself a good matzah. Let's stop kidding around. You know, when it comes Pesach, everyone has the same thought, especially when you go Shabbos in the morning in shul and you start feeling heavy, you know, and people are uncomfortable sometimes. And yes, it gets very uncomfortable. You can't daven normally. You can't think straight. Your head is all over the place because you run out, you keep on running back, bathroom lines and all that. It's not fun. Yes, but there is matzahs you can buy, Montreal Matzah Bakery, that is easy on your stomach. They have great matzahs. This year he told me the spelt matzahs is unbelievable. You should try it out. I love Montreal Matzah Bakery, my favorite matzahs. And it's what people come from all over the world to buy this matzah. I'm not kidding you. All over the world. You can stop by yourself. Check it out on 4320 14th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Or you can go into montrealmatzah.com. Okay, montrealmatzah.com. Available, you know, anywhere near you. I mean, any grocery store and supermarket will sell it. You can call them, 718-619-3661. Or if you're Montreal, stop by the Matzah Bakery. Why not? Take a trip. People do take trips, especially from Antwerp. I've heard people from England, from London, who came by to the Matzah Bakery just to get the matzahs. They want to make sure they get their matzahs. They have spelt, they have regular, they have whole wheat, they have also they have extra thin, and for celiac, they have oat matzahs. Great options. The FBI warned police in California that Iran might launch a surprise drone attack on the west coast. The warning says the drones could be launched from a boat out in the ocean next to the west coast. California Governor Gavin Newsom stepped up yesterday to the stage and said the state is preparing, though there is no immediate danger right now. President Donald J. Trump says federal agents are also watching hidden terror groups that are already inside the United States, called sleeper cells. He blamed the previous Biden administration, his very bad border rules, for letting these guys in. In other news, speaking of border control and asylum, a lot of Iranians, officials actually from the IRGC, are claiming that are sending messages secretly through secret coded messaging to United States officials and Israeli officials that they're seeking asylum and they want to run away. So there's just reports coming out now. Obviously, now those broadcast messages have been interrupted with noises and stuff because it looks like the Iranian military is tracking them and they're trying to obviously stop them from doing so. Millions of people, they're living in risk inside Iran, are now running away from their homes. The United Nations Refugee Agency says more than 3.2 million people have been displaced inside Iran since the war started. The United States and Israel carried out coordinated airstrikes against targets in Iraq, Iran at the exact same time, overnight. In Iraq, fighter jets bombed a Shiite militia group near the Syrian border, killing 35 people. At the same time, drones bombed security checkpoints inside Tehran. From Israel, those checkpoints were set up by the Iranian government to stop its own citizens from going out to protest. Reports say at least 20 Iranian security guards were killed. That's Basij and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Iran is using computer hackers to fight back. An Iranian group took over the login pages of Stryker, a major American medical technology company. Security experts say hackers working for the IRGC are also planning to attack the American banking system. But Israel is fighting. Hashem should protect us all. But Israel is fighting back online too. Israeli hackers took over popular Iranian prayer app and sent messages to millions of phones telling Iranian soldiers to quit the army. Looks like it's working a little bit. Also, if you remember, cyber attacks are a huge part of this war. As you might recall, on Edge, here we reported that Israel also hacked into Tehran's street cameras and used the video feeds to help them guide the missiles that killed Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. A new defense report shows the massive price tag of this war is going up. The first 100 hours of Operation Epic Fury cost the United States $3.7 billion. That is roughly $890 million every single day. $890 million a day. The massive cost of this war is becoming a major political issue. And it is one of the main reasons some Republican politicians are fighting with the president. Well, obviously. President Donald J. Trump held a major campaign rally at Kentucky yesterday. We saw it before, we heard him. He talked about the economy and the ongoing war with Iran and replacing politicians he does not like, obviously. Trump promised to lower prescription drug prices and make life more affordable. He also announced that the government is releasing 172 million barrels of oil from the National Emergency Reserves to help lower gas prices. By the way, a new financial report shows that the president's own net worth has climbed to 183% over the last 2 years. He is now worth $7.3 billion. We know a few high-measure billionaires who are in competition with him. The president strongly criticized Republican Congressman Thomas Macy right in the middle of Macy's own district. Trump called the congressman a disaster and brought Macy's election challenger, Ed Galrain, up on the stage to officially endorse him. Don't have a picture of him. There was also a medical emergency in the crowd in the middle of the rally. An older woman collapsed during a speech. Trump stopped the rally for several minutes while she got help and asked for the music to be played over the speakers to avoid, anything to scare, I guess, the media. Reports say Dr. Mehmet Oz, who runs the government now, the government's Medicare and Medicaid programs, was in the audience and helped treat the woman. In other news, the White House just released a video game called Epic Fury. Anyway, see what I mean? So basically, they wrote the words undefeated next to it. It looks like they're hitting scores, with these strikes on Iran and all the Iranian targets. Just imagine what World War II would have looked like with all this social media or technology available. Right? Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. And of course, let's not forget our sponsors of today, 347-354-1237. You all know who this is. Protobyte. Look at the details below. Go on to proto-byte.com to get yourself a fully operating software program designed specially for you, for your program, for whatever organization or business you have. Now, Kliger will keep your business in check with this special technology of AI today. They put everything in one place, all your messages, all your inboxes in one place only. Kliger. Just check out Kliger.com. That's KLEEGR.com. info@KLEEGR.com. You can call them on 845-335-3343. And also YS Capital Group. Obviously, let's not forget YS Capital Group. Yeah, they're there for you. You need a few dollars to make an investment. You can call YS Capital Group on 718-831-2168. Or you can call Arrive Express if you need a taxi to take you places. 845-622-1111 if you're ever in this area of Rockland County, Monroe, Muncie, New York, upstate, or 845-254-1111 from the Curious Yol Gegend. All right, my friends, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see each other next time.
Your daily report of the news of the last 24 hours, powered by Yiddish24, provided to you by The Click.